Hello. It's Wednesday, November 14th, and I just thought I would pop on here and share a few things. Um, Sometimes I forget some things that I might have talked about before, so I apologize if I at times repeat myself. Um, I do periodically go back and watch these myself just to see how I feel like they're coming across and whatnot, and if I'm just babbling, which it's not very hard for me to do. I can babble quite a bit, and those of you who know me well know that would be true. But anyway, that's me. Take it or leave it. So I just recently got home from dialysis, and this is about the time that I wind down and will end up falling asleep and probably sleep till 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. I don't set an alarm. I just let nature take its course. And I don't purposely also lay down to go to sleep. I usually will turn my computer on, look at some Facebook, maybe start a TV show or something. And next thing I know, it's 8 o'clock at night. So that's kind of been my routine after dialysis. I try not to schedule any other appointments on my dialysis days just because of the fatigue that I generally feel. Sometimes I can't avoid it, and so that's, I deal with it as I need to. Anyway, one of the things I've noticed about dialysis is I my hands seem to be cold a lot, particularly during dialysis. Even though the blood is heated in the dialysis machine before it's returned, so they maintain, pretty consistent temperature. Still, drawing all that blood off and circulating it that way, your hands and feet can get cold, and you'd be amazed at how bundled up some of these people are. There's a girl that sits next to me. She's just a wee little thing. She's probably in her early 30s, late 20s. I mean, she seems to be pretty young. And she's been coming there since I've been going there. And she's got three large blankets wrapped up around her. They can barely see her sitting in the chair. Now they do recommend they don't have blankets there. They only have sheets. So they recommend you bring a throw, kind of a blanket, whatever you like. A lot of people will have their little Iowa Hawkeye throws or whatever. I have one that, matter of fact, I have it right here with me. This is one my daughters bought me last year, and I use it here at home, and I also use it at dialysis. I also have an Iowa Hawkeye one as well. But anyway, I noticed that myself. I've been getting more cold during treatment than I ever used to, and my hands. And one of the things they handed out as a little gift last year sometime was a little pair of knit fingered gloves. And I was like, what would I mean, they're pretty thin, and they're also made so that they can be used with a touch screen phone. The fingertips are made such that will still respond. And I see quite a few people with either one glove or two gloves on during their treatments because their hands seem to get so cold. And I have started to do that. And so I actually pulled those gloves out that I had and wore them. But even after dialysis, there's times during the day or night where I might touch my skin somewhere and I'll notice that my hand feels cold, and it just shows that the circulation is different, I guess, once you start dialysis. I never used to have cold hands, but you know what they say, cold hands, warm heart. So maybe my heart's gotten warmer and my hands are getting colder. Who knows? But that's a change that I've noticed. And another change in me overall is you may have heard the term neuropathy, diabetic neuropathy, nerve pain. People with diabetes have numbness and tingling, and this is caused by the damage to your peripheral nerves. Primarily, usually, believe it starts in the feet. And I had that years ago when I had my first bout of pancreatitis. I noticed that when I got discharged, I couldn't feel my feet as well. It was almost like just boom, I had this acute onset of pancreatitis. Never had any issues like this before. Never had been diagnosed as diabetic before. And this feeling, I lost this certain amount of feeling in my feet. And that has, through the years, progressed. Where now, when I go in and have my checkups, she'll take that it's a small, straight, like filament, and poke my feet at different points around my toes and bottom and top and sides to see if I feel it or not. And it has progressed to the point where I don't feel a whole lot. And now, of course, obviously on my left side, I don't feel anything down there. But I noticed that my thumb on my left hand had started to feel a little bit of numbness. No tingling, no pain, just a little bit of almost numbness, like if you cut off your blood flow, you sleep on your arm wrong and your arm goes to sleep, and it's numb and feels weird. But I noticed that with my thumb on the outer edge, and a couple of weeks ago, it seemed to be pretty consistent, didn't go away. Now, sitting here right now, I don't feel that, and I can touch my thumb here, and I can feel that. But there is still a little slight bit of numbness, and one of the things that my job as a respiratory therapist entails is drawing blood and doing what they call arterial blood gases, which is different than what phlebotomists do. Phlebotomists draw all your labs and everything. The ABG is a specific test done to quantify your breathing both respiratorily and metabolically. If your body is going under some changes due to some condition, your breathing can change. You can get shorter breath. You can increase your respiratory rate. A lot of different things that I don't need to go into. But it requires for me to be able to feel a pulse and stick a needle into that artery. And as I've gone through my career, it's always been in the back of my mind, well, will there be a point where I won't be able to feel with my fingertips that artery? And, it could happen. It hasn't happened up to this point. Even right now, I can feel a pulse easily with my index and middle finger, which are generally the two you use, and on both hands. So, not overly concerned about it, but it's something, like I said, that kind of rests in the back of my mind sometimes. And this is considering that I do get the opportunity to go back to work, which I've said this several times. It really all has to do with my ability to get a transplant. No word on that yet. I did get a letter from the Iowa, the U of I, University of Iowa, to call them to make plans to be reevaluated now that I've had a lot of these tests done, and now that I have full insurance, it's something that we can start to move forward on. So I'm going to be doing that shortly. But at this point, I've gotten used to my new leg. It's awesome. Everybody loves it when they see my little Dallas star there on my bottom of my socket. I've got a lot of compliments on it. Aside from any of the Philadelphia Philly fans that see it, they just cringe and turn away. But you hate us because you ain't us. Anyway, that's about it. I'm going to upload this. If anybody watches this that uploads videos onto YouTube and maybe can give me any hints on how I can decrease the amount of time it takes to upload videos, it seems to take, and it doesn't matter if I use Wi-Fi or use my data, my 4G, it doesn't seem to make a big difference either way on the upload times. They can, for a 10-15 minute video, it can take an hour or two to upload onto YouTube. So if anybody's got some hints, because like I said, I'm still kind of new to this, and I'm probably doing it the stupidest way possible, but I did read something about saying that you can compress your video and then upload it and it will take less time, but I'm not familiar how to compress videos. I'm sure there's probably apps that help do that. But if anybody's got any information that can help me, please comment, send me a message on Messenger, Facebook, whatever. Subscribe. And that's it for now. Have a great day, and God bless.